Hello everyone to a new YouTube video by me, DavDav Building. Today we are continuing the Iron series with this big boy, whom I call the Iron Fortress. As you can guess, it uses the same footprint as in the bases before, but the honeycomb got changed a little and now we have Peakdowns and roof access, as well as bedrooms and an additional entrance to give maximum online protection. But now let's begin with the tour. In the front, we have the regular entrance with 2 airlocks and a Dropbox room. Going up the ladder hatch, we reach the main living area of the base, where we find our tier 2 workbench, behind which we have 1 out of 4 auto turret pods, which can be opened and closed using a garage door, which can be opened and closed through this wall. Going through the garage doors, we reach our first ladder hatch, which leads to 3 furnaces below. Behind this garage door, we find our first ladder hatch, which leads to our first loot room. In this video, I will show you one version of loot room that can be used here. As you can see, it uses shotgun traps to slow down raiders. Following the garage door path, we reach our first shooting floor, as well as another auto turret. Going further, we reach the core of the base, which we will for now ignore. Going down another ladder hatch, we reach our first bedroom, which in this case holds 1 bed, 1 locker and 4 small boxes. The next garage doors lead us to another loot room, which would be the same design as the first one. Reaching the end of this path, we get to the back door entrance, which except not having a Dropbox room is the exact same design. Now, going to the right side of the base, we reach another trapped loot room chute. The next ladder hatch in the ground will lead to another bedroom, which in this case showcases a variation with 2 beds, 3 drop boxes and 2 small boxes. Another auto turret pod and shooting floor combo is to the right. To the left we have another utility room, which in this case is guarded by another shotgun trap. This can be used as an electricity room to power the auto turrets, or as another bedroom, loot room, furnace room or even sex dungeon. I don't judge. The middle garage door will lead us to the last trapped loot room. Above 2 of the 4 loot rooms, we have ladder hatches, which will lead to our roof access. Here we have a tunnel from one side to the other that also has an airlock by using 2 double doors, in order to cut the Peakdowns in half, so that if you're getting raided, people can't camp your way up without you knowing, and there's always a way to retake your Peakdowns during a raid. The ladder hatches in the floor allow us access to the auto turrets from above, as well as giving extra shooting angles. These Peakdowns are nothing special, just normal Peakdowns that use single doors to stop people from simply jumping in. Going up the other ladder hatches in the roof, we get to a roof where on top of our elevators we have 2 windmills powering our auto turrets. Let's begin building the base. We are again going to begin with the same starter as in the Iron Castle of 1 square foundation, to later house our unlootable TC room, which if you don't know how to build, I will link to the video right now. This will make our starter unit. To make the building of the base better to understand, I will build out the entire footprint of the base and mark on it what will go where. Expanding our starter, we will add a window to our entrance, which to get through we will use small boxes to make the jump easier. To expand a second time, we will have to headshot out this wooden floor so that we can move our entrance to the second story. Make sure to place all the double door frames on the upper height so that later you will still be able to place the doors. To do this, we will need to have them either placed on a higher floor or wall. In this step we are also going to cover our core with a layer of honeycomb. Make sure that you will, whenever you can, first place the lower floors to make upgrading later easier. Now we are going to build our entrance. Because you might not have ladder hatch yet, I'm going to use the later Dropbox room as a jump off. To cover up the gaps in our roof, which would allow people to shoot into our base, we are going to add another layer of floors around these areas. Around all the upgraded foundations we are going to place a combination of windows and walls covering in the foundations of our base, now giving it the iconic core layout. To make it usable, we are now going to add another layer of walls, which will cover up the floor. For now we are going to leave out these 4 triangles above our chutes. Of these we are going to choose 2 to become our roof access. These will get an elevator using a ladder hatch and garage door combo. The other 2 can be closed. Following the path between these we are going to place 2 door frames like this to later use. You already should have enough metal that you can start upgrading the base to its final building stage. We are going to start with the foundations here. Now upgrade all the walls to metal to not raise suspicion that our foundations might be a weakness. Now on the inside we can start with the interior, where we are going to upgrade all walls and the floors around the core to metal. While building the loot rooms, make sure to leave out one wall until you placed all the boxes, cause later it won't be possible through the window. Done with the interior, we can fill out our roof to not show any signs of floor stacking to the outside anymore. To give us some online defensibilities before the Peakdowns, we are going to build these shooting floors using windows and window bars. To beat the tunnel inside of the Peakdowns, we are going to add 3 window frames to each roof access. Before I forgot it, but up here you need to place 4 double door frames instead of 2. Adding double doors here that open to the inside gives us an airlock. Now, back on the inside, we are going to finish by placing in all the missing floors, the walls and the triangle opposite of our vending machine chute, where we are going to add our tier 3 as soon as possible, as well as a lot of door frames, which will be filled in with garage doors. Our chute should have at least 1 ladder hatch. The ones closer to the core can have 2. Make sure that all the walls that are visible from the inside are upgraded to metal. These half-height triangles above the chutes aren't necessary, but are a nice addition for easy to access storage, as well as a spot to hide traps from raiders going through doors. Because the door path is already so expensive to raid, if you don't have the gears to make all of these doors garage doors, you can swap them out for double sheet metal doors and upgrade them later. I just like to use garage doors because they give more open living area. I didn't do it here because I'm not really good with rust electricity, but if you are, you can probably do something with heartbeat detectors, where the garage doors will open if there's someone in front of them. If you don't need Peakdowns in your base, you can stop the base build right here, because now the base already has all of its protection and utility. Now the only thing left is our roof, where we're going to build our Peakdowns. These don't need to be exactly like I did it here, just make sure that you have holes in them to shoot down and that you are always able to place the door frames that will later seal the holes in the walls. After placing all the door frames, place window frames all around the perimeter of the base. These will later be filled with either embrasures or window bars. If you ever have a problem with placing something, place things around it first. Maybe they need stability. This was the build part of the video. If there are any questions left, leave them in the comments down below or look in the video description where I will be linking a few educational videos. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. Until next time. Later! Now that we know how to build this masterpiece, let's get into destroying it. A raid will cost around 60 rockets to reach all main loot, which during an online raid, without the raider exactly knowing how the base is built, and you defending it, of course, will be a lot more. While shooting these rockets, let me give you some stats about the base. It takes 12 rockets to get a Lootroom and 36 to get 2 TC. Also helping during an online raid are the 4 auto turrets, one on each side of the base, as well as the Peakdowns and multiple respawn points to keep fighting even after losing parts of the base. Because just by the amount of rockets it takes to raid this, and the cheapest raid path being from multiple sides, this base will take a long time to raid, allowing you to fight off raiders with multiple spawns as well as counter raiders to come. I believe that offline raid protection is often undervalued because it also gives you a lot of online protection by simply increasing the time for a raid, giving you more opportunities to attack the raiders and respawn. This was the raid and the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. Until next time. Later!